Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, where today we are going to take a look at WrestleMania 42 way too far in advance. I've been following along the interwebs lately, and I'm noticing a lot of people are putting their predictions out there for what they think the match cards are going to look like on both night one and night two for WrestleMania. So I thought we should partake in this fun little exercise as well and see what we think, and maybe we'll revisit this when we get a little bit closer to WrestleMania when the actual card is set in place, which will probably be the SmackDown before WrestleMania starts. So, with that, I am Mike, joined by my co-host, Mr. Sean O'Neill, and Sean, let's get right into it. So, I know we have some kind of vague idea of some of the matches that we're likely going to get, but what we'll do for this is we'll both pick five because there's usually 10 to 12 matches in total. Maybe I think last year there were what, seven on each, six on one night, seven on the other.
I think so.
So let's both pick five, and then we'll revisit this in April. So I will let you go first.
So you caught me kind of off guard with this, with right coming in. So I decided some of these were going to make absolutely zero sense as of right now. But I think that these are things that could happen, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing happen. As I go through mine, I'll tell you what night I think they're going to be on too.
hmm
In addition to it. So my first one is we're going to go okay here. I'm going to say it's going to be the tag team title match for Raw on night one
Okay,
with your defending champion War Raiders against the Lucha Bros.
I like it. I like it a lot. What? Why do you think that?
Because prior to them talking to, or prior to Penta getting hurt, there were talks about the Lucha Bros starting to get ready to start teaming up together.
hmm
And I think the War Raiders are going to be winning the title on Raw sooner rather than later. It might not be this coming Monday already with their first shot at AJ and Dragon Lee, but I think they were kind of hosed by the whole Judgment Day storyline needing to go on for no reason. I don't think the titles needed to be on the Judgment Day.
hmm
So I think that they're gonna kind of course correct there by putting the titles back on the War Raiders. And I think that's a pretty good difference in styles to put on a pretty good night one tag title match.
I like it. I like it a lot.
The other thing I tried to do was stay away from the blatantly obvious things.
Well, I want to just get this. I want to I mean, I'm gonna go to a blatantly obvious one for my first pick, and that's gonna be Cody Roman 3. That is 100% gonna happen. It's gonna be the main event of night two. I think there's I think it's too big of a money match. They're both absolutely going to be on the card. There's been tons of reports lately that Roman has been politicking for this match, and he's trying to get the title back. So I think with that, I think Roman Cody is the main event of night two, and I think Roman wins, which means Cody keeps the belt until then.
So I'm going to argue your point with my pick here,
All
and
right.
I'm going to go based on. I mean, it's most likely going to be what you said, especially if it's the case of Roman politicking backstage, because nobody's going to go against Roman back there.
hmm
But I'm going to be leaning into this being the main event of night two, and it tying back to the talk a couple months ago that WWE was heavily considering Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble. And I think we're going to see Sami Zayn challenging Cody Rhodes for the title with a heel Cody Rhodes holding the title.
Wow, that's ballsy. I don't know how I feel about that. What's the catalyst for turning Cody heel, and when is Cody gonna turn heel?
I think it's going to be the surprise is that you think it's going to be Randy that turns on Cody, and they're going to have some sort of thing going. And it's going to come out that Cody attacked Jacob Fatu, and Randy's going to be like, well, what were you doing? And I think Cody's going to turn on Randy, and that's going to set off the heel turn.
So you think Cody's gonna turn on Randy?
Yep. And I think
Wow.
that the catalyst is going to be the whole Jacob Fatu thing. I know I'm putting a lot of faith in WWE storytelling here, but I think that makes sense in my brain.
So you really think they're gonna pull the trigger and turn Cody heel?
I
I
do.
really don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't.
I think that his character is starting to desperately need it. And I think that honestly, as much fun as heel Randy Orton is, we all know what heel Randy Orton brings to the table. I
But
think the potential of heel Cody is better for storytelling purposes.
all right, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good rebuttal. I'll take it. What is your next pick?
So my next one, I will go back to night one. I think it's going to be the opening match of night one, and
Hmm.
it's going to be CM Punk without a title taking on a returning Chris Jericho.
Oh God, no, I completely disagree with this. I have Chris Jericho on this card, but I don't have him here.
Hold on. So my reason why Punk doesn't have the title will be explained a little bit later on in our predictions here. But I think that when Jericho comes back, you're going to see him attack Punk, and that's going to be the start to a feud between the two of them. And I think that it's going to lead into a retirement angle for Jericho.
Hmm.
And I think it's
I
going to be
don't
the
think
opening
Jer
night match.
I don't think that Jericho's just going to come back and just retire. Like I think he might stick around for a year or two.
It's going to be a long retirement run feud. Not necessarily with Punk. It's going to start. He's going to come back and he's going to be like, oh, well, this is where I wanted to be before I ended my career. And these are people who I didn't like, and I'm going to deal with things I didn't like. And I think that you're going to see him take out Punk first.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, we will. I guess we will see. I don't know if I don't know if I think that that is actually what's going to happen. What I do think is going to happen is CM Punk versus Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar. I think that that match is absolutely going to happen. I no longer am of the mind that we are going to get Gunther and Brock Lesnar because I think I'm going to resume Gunther for something completely different, which I came to a little bit earlier. And that will probably be my fourth or fifth match that I tell you about. But I do believe that Brock Lesnar is going to cost, I've said this before on our channel, Brock Lesnar is going to cost Braun Breaker at this January Netflix debut Raw match that they are going to have on January the 6th or the 5th or whenever that first Raw is. And that is going to start that program. And then I think one or the other is going to eliminate one or the other from the Royal Rumble. Hence, I don't think either one of those guys will win the Royal Rumble. Maybe it'll be a double elimination because I think Roman's winning the Royal Rumble. And I think Roman's going off to challenge Cody because WWE is terrible. But I think that that's just probably how we're going to get there. So I'm predicting that we get CM Punk versus Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that will be the main event of night one.
What? So, what? Hear me out on this, just to play into your match here. What if Roman? I mean, why does Roman need to win the Rumble? You know what I mean? Roman's Roman. He can do what he wants.
To get his
But
match with Cody.
he's Roman. He can do it when he wants. My point, though, listen, hold on. Ready for this? What if it comes down to Braun and Brock at the end of the Rumble, and we get a double elimination at the same time, and they're
Then
declared co-winners?
yeah, then they both challenge Cody. I don't know
And but
how we're gonna I don't really know how we're going to get there because I really am of the mind Roman is going to win the Royal Rumble.
uh,
I'm of the mind that we are going to get Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker will probably win the Elimination Chamber. And we'll have some kind of garbage like we had before where Brock Lesnar will just get inserted into the match or vice versa. Brock will win the Elimination Chamber and we'll have some kind of nonsense where Braun gets inserted into the match. That's how I think that that's going to happen. So I think Punk will hold that title until WrestleMania.
so my
Maybe and
night,
maybe Seth Rollins gets inserted into that match too.
like if he's not hurt, I had a hard time putting him in. I thought about putting him in one of my matches, but I don't know enough about his injury. Um, for my next match, though, I'm just going to play off yours because mine is also the night one title match on Raw for
Hmm.
Raw. Um, obviously, mine is CM Punk, leaving
Hmm.
it with just Braun Breaker accompanied by the Vision versus Brock Lesnar. And what I think is going to happen is I think Braun is going to beat Punk at the Netflix debut. I think he's going to come out there and I think he's just going to demolish him. And I think that you're going to have Lesnar playing nice with the Vision for a little while until he tells Heyman, hey, I helped you at War Games. I want a title match because of this. And I want that title match at WrestleMania because I'm Brock Lesnar. And I think it leads to Braun defending against Brock at WrestleMania with Braun going over.
So I just don't think that WWE is going to render both of those PLEs that they have like meaningless because we Elimination Chamber is going to be in Chicago, which means something will probably happen with Punk at that show. And I just like I said, I'm of the mind Roman's going to win the Royal Rumble. So I don't know. I see no world where CM Punk is not in that title picture at WrestleMania with that title. Maybe Seth comes back and wins the Elimination Chamber,
Yeah,
but and maybe we get the Seth CM Punk one. But I'm still sticking with my guns right now. You could go the direction of Braun versus Brock, no title as well. If you do Punk versus Seth in a singles match for the title.
honestly, if Seth is coming back, and if they know Seth is coming back in enough time, I think we get Seth Roman. But that's not one of that's just a side thing. But that
Not
all
if it's not
hinges
for the
on
title. I'm telling you, Roman is going to be in a title match at WrestleMania. Thousand
I don't
percent.
think I
Thousand
don't think
percent.
Seth Roman needs to be for a title though.
I agree with you, but I'm just telling you, there's been reports everywhere that Roman is politicking to be in the main event title match for the
Well,
non for the as he called it, the quote secondary title. He has no interest in the secondary title.
why
He
the
said it
hell is
he said it
does he
himself.
why the
He
hell
said
does
it
he want to be the title holder again? It's not like he's
I
around enough.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you that's I've been seeing multiple reports of it, and I'm going with it. I'm going with it. If you hey guys in the comments, if you think I'm nuts, prove me wrong. But I'm telling you, I think it's gonna happen.
The problem is I can see it too, just because it's Roman. Um, I don't. Triple H made that comment about Roman being bigger than the title, and part of me hopes that they stick with that because I feel like he shouldn't be able to just politic his way, especially because you and I have talked about it. We don't really want Roman Cody again.
I don't want Roman Cody again. I'm just
No.
telling you, I think that's what's gonna happen. And I
Um,
think to make it worse, I think Roman's going to win, which I also think is probably a mistake to have a part-timer become the champion again. Everyone on this channel knows I'm Mr. Cody on this channel, but at the same time, like I'm really, really, really against having a part-timer as your main champion.
yeah,
And that's the one thing that would put me on Cody's side. Because there are people I like more than Cody, but the fact that Cody is full-time,
yeah,
I just like that would piss me off if Roman won. Because I don't want a part-time champion. Roman showed up, what, a dozen times this last year? Cody's on TV every week.
yeah. Other than that little span that he took off because I think he had a minor
Because he
injury.
had a baby. Because he had a baby.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had the baby.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But I believe we are on to my third pick.
Yep.
And my third pick is going to be for the United States Championship, and it will be an open challenge at WrestleMania because I think Ilya Dragunov will keep the belt until WrestleMania, and he will drop that US title to Gunther. And we will get Dragunov Gunther 1 at WrestleMania because that's the best match of all time. For you folks out there who have the YouTubes, go and watch their NXT UK match. It is the greatest wrestling match you will ever see in your life by a mile.
I absolutely hate you because I actually like that idea better than the match I had for the U.S. title. Like the U.S. title was actually one of my choices. And I had it as a ladder match between Dragunov, Ciampa, Mello, Gargano, and Javon Evans. And I like your idea so much better. As much as I like the idea um of a ladder match for that title, Christ, maybe do it for the IC title instead. You know what I mean? Because the thought of Gunther and Dragunov is just God, that match would be so fantastic.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, it would. Yes,
I
it
like your
would.
choice. I like your
And I don't
choice
think
there.
Gunther's held the U.S. title yet, so it's a perfect spot to put it.
I like your choice there, which is going to force me to do a quick U-turn on my choice here.
So you got two left.
So we're going to go and switch that my original choice of it being a U.S. title ladder match to being a Intercontinental title ladder match. As much as I hate to say this, I think Logan Paul is going to have the belt going into WrestleMania. I think it's going to be Logan Paul against Finn Balor, against Dominic Mysterio, against Rey Mysterio, Chad Gable, and a to be determined person that's going to be revealed as Joe Hendry.
You don't think we're gonna do Dominic and Ray?
Not yet. I think we're gonna see that next year.
What about Ray and this may sound ridiculous, but what about Ray and El Grande Americano?
You want my honest truth? I don't even want to see El Grande Americano in the next 6 months.
But I'm just wondering if that's how they wrap that storyline up.
I feel like that's a waste of a Mania slot. You know what I mean?
I mean, there were worse matches at WrestleMania, but
There were, but I mean, I guess if they really want to conclude that title, but I think that I like my pick there. I mean, you could obviously probably substitute a couple other people in there, but I think the big thing on it is that you're going to be the to be determined person, and that at the last one is going to be Joe Hendry.
okay. All right. Well, I think my next pick is probably blatantly obvious, but my next pick will be your Elimination Chamber. No, your Rumble winner, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill for the SmackDown WWE Championship for for the women. I think that I've been thinking that match was going to happen since Jade won the title. Whenever
Yep.
they decided to put the title on Jade, that's when that match was going to happen. And now that Jade is a heel, I think it even more makes sense because I don't think they're ever going to turn Bianca heel because we've been saying when are they going to turn the Street Profits heel? Like, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And they kind of did for like 30 seconds when they were with Bobby Lashley, but I don't really count that. So, yeah, I think that we are 1000% getting that match at WrestleMania.
I agree. I think that hinges though on Bianca's health from whatever the hell is going on with how bad that finger injury was. From what everything I've read, it was like not only was it a particularly bad injury, but the healing from it has not been easy for her. Which is
If,
really
yeah,
interesting considering it's
yeah,
a finger injury.
yeah, if we don't get that match for whatever reason, I think WWE will pivot and maybe do the right thing and put Julia in that spot.
That's what I was just about to say, is if it's not Bianca Belair in that spot, I think it's Julia.
Yep.
Because
Those are the only two people on SmackDown that make sense to take that title off of Jade. It is not going to be Tiffany Stratton. I actually am of the mind that Tiffany is probably going to go back to NXT for a little while.
really,
Yep.
I'm curious. I know this is off topic for a second, but why?
I don't think there's anything for her to do on SmackDown right now. Maybe she goes to Raw eventually. Maybe she wins the Royal Rumble and challenges Stephanie, but I don't see I think Tiffany's done everything she needs to do on SmackDown. I just think she's done on SmackDown. So either she goes to Raw or she goes back to NXT.
Okay. That's
And
a
then you
very
move
valid.
you move other people over.
100%. If they need to move people over anyway, we've discussed this for at length about what the problem with the women's division on SmackDown, which is why Julia is the only other person besides Bianca that makes sense there. Um, I think that in response to your fifth match there, I will
Fourth
for
match.
my fifth match. What was that?
That was my fourth. This is your
Oh, this
fifth.
is my fifth. For my fifth match, I'm going to choose the women's Raw title. And I think it's going to be Stephanie Vaquer as your champion versus Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan in a triple threat. I
Yep.
don't quite know how we're going to get there. I think one of the two is going to win the women's Royal Rumble. But I think something is going to happen that's going to get the third person inserted in it. And honestly, besides the fact that I think that that match will steal the show, I think that Liv Morgan is going to win the title there.
And I think that that's right. I think Liv Morgan should probably win the title there.
I am perfectly okay with Stephanie McCurr dropping the title at WrestleMania to Liv Morgan.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. I think I would be perfectly okay with that as well. I don't think I need another. I mean, it's been a while since Rhea's held the title, but I'm not really. Rhea's kind of another one of those people. I'm not really interested in her with the title.
No,
I've
she's been
seen
a
Rhea with
champion,
the. I've seen Rhea with the title enough. I don't think I need Rhea to have the title anymore.
at least not for a while. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe in another year or two. Or if there's something comes up and they need like an emergency title holder, like they've done with Cena before in the past, uh, I'd be okay with that. I do, by the way, after your fifth, I have a crazy, crazy thing for you. So
Yeah, I'll give you. I actually I have a crazy one too, but I'm gonna go with another kind of obvious one that we've been hinting at for a while here, and that's I don't even know if this is gonna be a title match because I kind of actually don't want this to be a title match, but I'm gonna go with AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch.
really, you think it's
That's
going to
gonna
take all the way to Mania?
I do. I think maybe they'll do it at the Royal Rumble, maybe, but I don't think AJ Lee's gonna go to Saudi Arabia. So I think the only way we do this is at Elimination Chamber. Maybe, or they're not doing it. They're not doing that match at a Saturday night's main event.
No.
So it's either at the Chicago Elimination Chamber show, which actually makes a lot of sense to do that match there, but or it's at WrestleMania.
I feel like they could do this as a like they've already had one match. I could see this being a couple, like three match kind of thing. So I could see it ending at Mania. You make a real good point there.
Yeah.
Like think about the heat that Becky would get if she beat AJ Lee in Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
and then you have the blow off match in at WrestleMania. Yeah, I think I could get behind that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And yeah, so I think that's where I'm gonna go with it. So what's so those are my five. So what's your blow off what's your fun off the wall match?
I think that Saturday Night Main Event in December is not going to be John Cena's actual last match.
Really?
Nope. And I
Okay.
hate, hate, hate to say this. I think it's going to be John and Dwayne at WrestleMania
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
for Once in a Lifetime Part 3. Rock's going to come out and they're finally going to pay off the You Sold Your Soul to Me storyline. And you're going to get John versus Dwayne one final time.
All right. All
I
right.
hate
I
it.
mean, I'm up. You know what? I've been thinking about this a lot, given that Cena's retirement match is next week, and I'm wondering if Dwayne is going to come out at the end of it and
That's
almost tell
part of
him
what I'm
you
thinking.
can't retire until you face me
Yep.
at WrestleMania.
Yep. That's my thought.
I wonder if that's going to happen. I kind of hope not. Um, but we'll see. My completely off the wall match is going to be similar to what happened with Cody when he returned at the Texas WrestleMania a few years ago when he challenged Seth, We are going to have Drew McIntyre not able to get himself on the WrestleMania card,
Okay.
and he's going to go ballistic. He's going to be like, the internet maniac that he has been, and it's going to be every week with him, and it's going to be one of the best stories out there. And who better to answer the call than Chris Jericho? At WrestleMania, he comes out and challenges Drew McIntyre to a match, and then they feud, and they just go at each other on the internet, on the microphone. Like I want it. I want Chris Jericho versus Drew McIntyre. I think it would be effing hysterical.
I think that that would be a feud of a lifetime right there, just for the internet memes. That
Just for
alone
the
would
internet
be,
memes.
oh my God. I didn't even think about that as far as off the wall stuff goes. But yeah, like
It's got to
the
happen, right? Like
lunatic,
it's got to happen. You've got to get Chris Jericho versus Drew McIntyre at least
the
once. It's
lunatic
got to
that
be
Drew is.
awesome.
And like we thought Seth was crazy trying to get on the card. Like Drew would just be an absolute menace.
Right? I think it would be so good. I think it would be so good.
I really like that. And I mean, our viewers probably think that you and I are both insane, but
Oh yeah. Well, we've been saying for a while on this channel that we are of the mind that Chris Jericho is going to come back to the WWE in
yeah,
2026. I don't know when, but I mean, it seems like his AEW. I mean, I know his contract in AEW is up in January, but I'm just of the mind that he's done. That he's done there. Like they haven't used him on TV since April. He's done there. So I
he
I foresee him coming back, having a short run in WWE, and then getting put into the Hall of Fame.
here's my Hall of Fame question for you. Does he get he it would be next year, right? It wouldn't be this year.
It'd be the 2027 Hall of Fame, yeah. Because I think that this year, as funny as your Cena Rock thing is, I think it's going to be Cena.
I think Cena's going to be that was actually going to be my question for you for before we closed it out is who do you think is going to be the headliner for this year's Hall of Fame since it's
It,
WrestleMania related? I
yeah,
think it'll be Cena.
if it's not Stephanie McMahon, it's Cena.
Yeah, oh, I forgot Stephanie was going in. Yeah, they'll probably be considered co-headliners
Yeah. So
because I think Cena has to be in it going into it this year.
yeah, I mean, if he, unless he has that match, then it's next year.
Well, he could still go in with the match.
I mean, maybe I don't know. Well, that is our show, guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below, and please, as always, like, share, and subscribe this channel. We're trying to grow the old YouTube channel here, and we appreciate all of your support. So please let us know in the comments what you guys think. If you think our match